prince presenting the closed fist coterie. Says, let them in. And she's sitting in a library, essentially. It's a chair next to a little table next to her with a notebook that she has and a pen. She picks up the notebook and pen as she sees you all walk in. And there are a few plush, older chairs here, but very nice. This place is well furnished. There is nice dim lights going on here. Ambient. It's actually kind of comfortable even. This is not meant to be a place to scare you or intimidate you. It is meant to be fairly open. She has some distance from you all, but she has your seats, maybe a couple of feet apart at most. And she says, please sit. Do you all need refreshments?
No, we are quite all right. Your Highness. Grace. Just kind of awkwardly trails off.
No, thank you. I'm fine. I'll help Crux into a seat.
Crux sits at an angle where the guts won't come out. where the blood won't go too many places that it shouldn't.
So, it seems we have a hunter problem. It is fortunate, if you will, that you all are still here. But it is unfortunate that some so young have had to deal with hunters so early into their time within the Camarilla. For this, I apologize to you. I was unaware that we had hunters within our territory, even on the outskirts, and that they found you is curious. But I would like to understand why you all have encountered hunters and why you all were in Camden, of all places. I mean, I understand that Donis was taken, but Camden is very curious.
Yeah, I can start.
Please.
And Crux is hamming it up as they have been. Not lying about, physically, like the body language of looking like the most kicked puppy in the orphanage.
You're milking it. You're milking it.
Crux is milking it. But also isn't, because they're missing a hole in their stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were picking up some of my stuff at the pier. Because Sal, the guy, since I'm taking over like the gym and all of that, I'm looking through ledgers and going through stuff and taking, as is my right, as I'm aware. And while we were there, shit went sideways.
She is writing as you speak, but listening.
And Adonis can take over the rest because, frankly...
And in the process of that, Your Grace, I was essentially kidnapped by two feral ghouls, taken to the location. And as my coterie mates went to rescue me, it was a trap.
Trap? So feral ghouls at the pier where you picked up your things from Sal's storage. Interesting. Continue. Any other details of note?
Well, it was messy, but luckily there were casualties. There weren't any mortals, hunters, etc. left. But their equipment, a van, was it? They looked to Delaney.
Yes, it was disguised as like a furniture company van. But which was still in the area when we finally got away. So that indicated to us that there are possibly none left in the area since they didn't try to follow us or anything. Cal took out a sniper. A lot of the others were taken out by their own grenade when they were trying to kill Crux. Who knows how many got crushed in the building when it fell.
Huh. So, building that they were in collapsed due to this explosion, yes?
That and also some structural damage when Crux burst through the wall.
Was this place already in poor shape?
Yes.
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 Understood. Based on your opinions, and I ask your opinion in this particular case, do you have any reason to believe that there were other hunters left alive?
No.
No.
At least not of that group, obviously. I think if there were some still alive, they would have done their best to follow us and finish the job.
Yeah. Well, one got blown up by a grenade. Sniper got taken out, and honestly, that's all that Crux knows about. Those are the two. I don't know if there were more because Crux obviously went in first. Oh, Adonis killed the other one, but that's not me saying that. That was so, remember.
And I have to ask, where's your other coterie mate? My other finger on the fist.
Unfortunately, not to say that this meeting is unimportant, because that's not the case. They advised us that something had come up that has delayed them.
And who are we to fight Malkavian flights of fancy?
Who are we indeed? And she stands up, looking elegant as always. Tonight, she is not wearing her normal dark dress. She's wearing a pair of black jeans, a black blouse, a jacket over the top of it. It looks quite nice, but it kind of stands out. Everybody in this place mostly has been wearing suits or something along those lines, and she looks like she's just, I'm doing me. Fuck the vibes of this place.
She's like office goth instead of like goth punk, like or cyber
Yeah,
goth like she normally is.
Yeah. And she has a moment and she goes, now you've told me all of this, and I think you are more capable than I initially thought you were. Please don't take that as an insult, but you're young and untested. And to that end, I have dealt with this on the open hand part of our coterie, as open hand coterie as well. They are dealing with their own struggles, to say the least. But one of the struggles that we all run into as endless creatures, virtually immortal, is that we tell each other a lot of stories. And a lot of those stories contain kernels of truth, but not always the full truth. I say this because I suspect that you are telling me kernels of truth. This isn't to say that you are liars, but it could say a lot about the state of the situation you were in. I wish to know the state of the situation in which random ghouls attack a port unchecked while you go receive goods from Sal's personal stash. Now, I know many things about Sal. He's a slime and a bit of a creepball, but he wasn't stupid outside of the situation that got him killed by taking on someone a little bit stronger than he was capable of fighting. He's generally been a very savvy, if not brusque and brash, person when it comes to amassing wealth and keeping their things safe. So there's some part of this math that isn't adding up. Now, I could just let you walk away and wipe my hands of it. But I think there's an important lesson to be learned here about what's important in my Camarilla. I don't care about your business deals, your wheeling and dealing, the company you keep even, as long as it doesn't come back and harm the Camarilla. So far, it does not seem like this has caused immediate harm to the Camarilla, but kindred society as a whole may be in some danger. Who puts us in danger matters to me. And who put you in danger matters to me. So the question is, who put you, and to further that, my harpy, into danger?
I think I look over at my coterie mates and above table. What is Delaney getting from them? Like, are you guys like feeling open to just telling the prince a little bit more about why we were there, or?
I think
Hey,
Crux-
Zoe.
Yes.
Heads or tails?
Yeah.
Tails.
Oh, we go
Cool.
50-50 this, huh?
Yeah, Adana just points right at Grunts.
I think Del sees this, and before anybody can say anything, okay, well, we were at the shipping yard fulfilling a promise, a favor to somebody. And we were retrieving something from a container. We did also retrieve stuff from Sal's container, so that's not exactly untrue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we were sent there because it was a trap. I think the person we were doing a favor to didn't even realize what was going on. When we got there, we saw some evidence that others had been there, other kindred, and had been attacked as well. I think it was just any kindred that showed up would be taken or attacked. I don't think it didn't seem to have anything to necessarily do with us.
I second that. We were moving as a coterie to avoid any extra damage to one of us, and unfortunately it cost quite a bit, significantly.
I don't believe that it was Adonis personally that they were attacking, because one of the ghouls also attacked me. I think they were just trying to get whoever they can get their hands on, and unfortunately Adonis was their pick at the time.
It would make sense for someone to take Adonis, given that they are still using their persona from when they were alive.
But I don't believe that there's any sort of like ransom situation, not that I heard anyway, or somebody like asking for money. I could be wrong. I didn't hear anything. It just seemed
Hungry.
I don't want to say random, because obviously it wasn't random. They were waiting for Kindred to show up, but it doesn't seem like they were waiting for Adonis to be there, because there's no way for them to know that Adonis would have been there. And they were, I think, the only, I don't want to say intelligent, the only, I guess, coordinated thing that they did was getting Adonis and taking them away. But again, it could have been any one of us, because one of them did also try to take me. They just failed.
Did they attempt to ransom you, Adonis?
They did, but no one answered.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Excellent. So, it's a very long way of not answering my question, but I appreciated it nonetheless. It does fill out a few blanks for me, but the who is still unanswered.
I will look at Crux, because ultimately that is their business to tell, if they want to divulge that.
The anarchs that we met at the mixer.
It was a show. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
I had to put something out there given the situation to keep tensions down.
Yeah. Did a thing for a guy. Picked up some cargo. What is this? Dexter.
Dexter. What does this Dexter look like?
As though I know I have his image in my head. Tall, pasty, strong, generic.
Didn't he have red hair?
No, it's black.
No.
Why did I think he had red hair? No?
He has some creepy looking gray eyes.
Yeah, and he has creepy looking gray eyes. That I do remember.
He's actually kind of handsome, though. She goes, excellent. Is there anything else you wish to divulge?
No, that is, and I cannot stress, literally it. Is this like a last word sort of thing? Are you gonna?
Well, I would be curious as to why you would consider this Dexter a friend that you owed a favor to.
I'm learning. I thought that this stuff is kind of quid pro quo.
Because I don't mean to laugh at you, child, but
No, it's fine. I'm getting
nothing with our kind is a quid pro quo.
No, yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah, genuinely, I'm understanding that part. It's kind of, I mean, I'll admit it. It's, I'm building the plane as it's taking off with most of this. I've lived a good life with decent-ish scumbags around me, so we're discerning how to get what we want around new, semi-decent scumbags.
Yeah, you would be correct. Most of us are scumbags, but I am trying to make this city better than it was before. For whatever that's worth, I'm sure every prince that has ever princed a city has said the same exact thing.
Sure. If you don't mind me asking a question, what makes you different? Genuinely.
I would appreciate if you preface that question a little bit better, but we're going to forego decorum for the moment since there's no one else in this room. But in front of people, you will need to preface everything that you say to me as my prince.
Oh, cool.
Or Prince Devro. Something like that.
Sure.
What makes me different? I do not intend to monologue at you or tell you a long story because I'm sure you've heard a bunch of these from white people for your whole lives.
Crux eyebrows genuinely raise with like a puzzle piece has just locked into place at that comment.
Dell's does as well. Like it's probably like at the same time, just like.
So I'm not going to preach at you about all of the things we can do to make it better. What I will say is for us, for vampires, we have primarily been a patriarchal, very white structure within the Camarilla. Which seems, I'm sure, some sort of ironic coming from me, being a white woman in a place that has been ran historically by white men for all of history. I hate the structure of the Camarilla. But what I've learned is that we, immortal creatures, need structure. Otherwise, we do, as I've heard from many, fuck shit. We kill each other, we hurt each other, we lie, we steal, we cheat, and we let our basest impulses go right up to the edge of getting us murdered by those who are still breathing. And so, the others who have run these cities or been in charge have put in such stringent rules that we have no room to grow. You can't use technology. You can't be a part of the world. You have to hide in these little secret places and you have to manipulate every single person that you're around. This is an untenable way to live. And regardless of what other people call it, we do still live. Our hearts may not beat, but we still exist on this planet.
And in order to continue to exist, we have to evolve and adapt to the world around us.
Correct. At some point, someone is eventually going to come after us. Come after me. Come for my head. Because I've decided to eschew most of the ivory tower's most stringent rules, especially now that hunters have come along in the city. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if your sponsor, she looks at Crux, decides to call for praxis at some point. But for now, My goal is to keep the peace with the Anarchs, to keep Albright's impulses to take over the city to places which I can still maintain some influence. I intend to let people be who they are and to, even for the humans, and I don't care that much for them, but we are still a part of the society, to keep them from destroying each other and this city as well. But we are few, all things considered. The entirety of vampires, as far as I know, and I use that word because I don't want to put everyone under a thick blanket. And this city is maybe 100. There's maybe 100 of us total. In a city of 1.5 million people. I wish us to grow. I do. But I have to do this under control. So I have to play politics, which is why you all are here. I'm not here to tell you you are some sort of political pawns, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you and say that you weren't born of me playing a game. My power depends on the young. So I need you all to stay alive.
Always does with politics.
Your lives are valuable.
I think for the first time, Dell, it's like, oh, a white politician that I can maybe trust. Interesting. She's at least keeping it real. I said kinda.
Yeah.
It's not full-blown evangelism.
My prince. Those are very honeyed words for this particular group. It's appreciated. What was I going to...
you've already broken the mold from my understanding with the inclusion of the salubri in the camp.
In certain cities, there are, or have been throughout history, salubri. And I do not think the Camarilla should be so exclusive that we eliminate the idea of having the Bruja because of some bullshit that happened in the city so far away from us that really has nothing to fucking do with me. Or the Salubri because they've been hunted by the Tremere, who are also within my Camarilla, because of some historical fuckery that happened that we also had no control over. The idea that we have to be the same forever is stupid. We have to be better than we were before, certainly. We can't do things the same exact way they were done 300 years ago. I know that my sire was called by some unknowable force to go do some unknowable thing for reasons that are beyond me. And maybe this calling will come from me at some point, but for now, we're here. And we have to make do and do the best that we can. Your counterpart, Coterie, the open hand, has been dealing with more political machinations than I've put in front of you. But I also think they may not have survived some of the things that have been put in front of you so far. Or some of the things you put in front of yourselves. I won't ask you out and out to just trust my words. It's useless. Again, we're vampires. We live for forever. We become liars and cynical and jaded, and we do horrible things because we feel like we must be horrible because we have to eat from people who are alive. Who used to be our families, our friends. They could be cousins. They could be descendants at some point, depending on how old you are. I'm not going to go into philosophicals about whether we're monsters or not. I have beat myself up about that for far too long, and it is a tired and exhausting exercise. I don't recommend that you do it, but do it you may, and do it. For some of us, we must. As far as I'm concerned, you're here, you belong. The only thing I ask is that you don't betray the confidence that I put within you.
Sounds good. My prince, my final question to you, if you'll allow.
Of course.
So we're the diversity hire. That's fine. I mean that
Yeah.
genuinely. I can't imagine it's enough to just stay alive. So, gonna be a little vulnerable here. Show my heart to you. Crux gestures at the open everything. What is next than just being alive? What would you say as the most radical in the Camarilla?
She goes, I want to think about this for a second because I'm talking to those who are much younger than me. I'm not seeing the same things that I'm seeing. I'm not saying this as some sort of insult to your intelligence or your capabilities, but there is a long game to the Camarilla. I have convinced myself that the best way to fix something is to tear it down from the inside and rebuild. Part of embracing my diversity hires, she says with a smirk, is you all represent a future for the Camarilla, something different. You all may not understand it now, but you've been picked specifically because of the things that you have put out into the world, the energy that you've put out, the intelligence that you bring, your thoughtfulness. And some of you, for your resources and the things that you could help us to put together to make sure that our financial stability, our legal representation, our territory can maintain stability.
Of course. Why else would I be diverse?
Nepotism.
Also, if you don't mind, if I may interrupt, if these choices were calculated, and I understand that this is a bold question, why was I slated for the harpy and not the seneschal?
I would prefer to speak with you about that alone and at a different time.
Of course.
So mine wasn't random. My prince.
No,
But it was
Not random at all.
Okay.
The trauma has more to do with Sal than you.
No, that part I understood. I mostly just putting this on the same. I'm just putting it on the same line. Cool, dope. That's fine. As fine as it's gonna be.
It is why some Camarilla sects within the cities around the U.S. do not accept Bruja within them. I don't want to be like them. But boy, oh boy, just sometimes some of you make me want.
Nah, Crux is nodding like in agreement. Like, nah, I get it. No, you're good.
We've had some defectors, which does not look good for me. There was a lot, particularly when I became prince, but we are where we are.
Like Fred Thompson?
Fred. Is there a particular reason you bring Fred up?
Oh, he was at the mixer. He's the one who was demanding the contested territory and trying to blackmail us with video footage of us breaking the masquerade.
Yes. This makes sense.
And we heard that he used to be Cam.
He was.
But then left.
He did. She looks like she's struggling to articulate her thoughts here for a moment, but then she just says, he wants to be what we used to be. And he had a tantrum on his way out. I don't mean that literally, but essentially, if he couldn't be the primogen for the Ventru or any other place of power, then he didn't want to be here. And for me, while this expanded the ranks of the Anarchs, I did not believe that they could pull enough power together or organize well enough to do anything of note. And if you've encountered Fred and he is attempting blackmail, that would mean that he has stooped to the lowest places, trying to manipulate children.
He got mad when I pointed that out.
Yeah,
there's a reason that.
Apologies, my prince. I was just going to say we witnessed a tantrum from him firsthand.
This is why Albright is here and he is not.
Definitely gave the privileged, entitled white man vibe for sure.
There are a lot of them within the Ventru. She looks like she's about to say something, and she's like, it's probably best if I leave it at that. Now, I've answered all of your questions honestly. You've answered mine. I will ensure that I have a talking with this Dexter. Unless you all think that there's something worse that needs to happen to him.
I look to Adonis.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't think he knew exactly what was going on over there.
Yes.
So not malice, just stupidity, of course.
Yes. And I mean, I'm happy to be wrong about that, but that is just that's just the feeling that I get from the whole situation. Yes. Especially since he didn't seem, he didn't seem to feel any type of way that we were still around. Like, he didn't seem angry. He was happy that we did the job for him. So.
Yeah.
This is good. I would prefer not to have to send Anya after him. Is there anything else that you wish to share with me before I allow you to leave?
No. Thank you for your time.
Yes, Crux?
Are you the one, or you're not the one that's in charge of like our missions? That's an Albright thing, right?
That's a very interesting question. I have an agenda.
Yeah.
And there are certain people who are part of that agenda that have to ensure that it is carried out. Albright is there to disseminate the agenda to you all because I am a very busy person.
Yeah, no, I got that part. I just was gonna, ask politely. But my prince, could I get like a few days or like some recovery tips before we get the next mission? Because I'm not feeling too hot.
There's a moment she kind of looks down and she raises her face back up, and you see her eyes are shadow now, just completely blacked over. She goes, I know you. And you need more than what most can give. Do not look confused. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I think I do. It just was kind of ominous, the way you phrased it, but yeah, I do.
This is a problem within the Camarilla and as kindred society as a whole. I have shielded you some because you're a Diablerist, and no one else is allowed to talk about it, but it does not change the fact that you are indeed a Diablerist. But that you prefer to feed from other kindred is a problem.
Okay, yeah. I'm told. Specifically, I understand that it's a problem because it's an amassing of power. If gone wrong.
It's not just an amassing of power, it is a question of your sanity.
Oh. You mean because of the everything?
Correct. And one of the other issues that happens, and I will tell you this because you probably should already know this if Albright has not told you this, is that Diablerists are generally killed, partially because of what you said, the power accumulation, but also because they are a threat to the other kindred around them. Because much like your first murder, the next one's easier, and the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Got it. So, I thank you, my prince, for saying the quiet part out loud. I mean that from the depths of my heart.
Here is my advice. Find someone who's willing to give their blood away.
Sure.
Someone far enough that you could not be bound to. Get their blood in a carafe or a bag or whatever you have to do. I recommend discreetly reaching out to perhaps our Scourge.
Oh, Yeah.
Anya?
Told, yeah, no, that part. Yeah. I'm told there's like a job of beating people up and being able to do that if they get a hit list. Is that something I could be a part of?
Beating people up for a hit list.
Like warrants, wanted posters.
Oh, bounty hunting other kindred. We don't really have a lot of people who are on my hit list. It's part of the whole.
Okay. Old traditions. Okay. Does it help my credibility if I'm, what's the word that someone told? Not able to be bound from
How would you know
blood?
this?
I did a couple trials, admittedly, which were a little unsafe. I'm told that after 3, you're supposed to be really locked in.
So you drank others' blood
Same person.
to
Yes.
see if you could be enslaved by them.
Yes, mostly because
Adonis just staring daggers at Crux because this bitch has talked way too much.
I didn't say who, so the trucks didn't say who, so don't stare daggers.
That's
Yes. Well, the odds were out of my favor. I'm already on death row every day that I'm alive, so.
Okay. All right. There are no TikToks videos for this, so that might explain a lot. She kind of chuckles to herself as she says that.
No, that was funny.
Okay. So, I think you may have already put together, based on my initial reaction, that was incredibly stupid. However, that does somewhat help your situation. We don't have a surefire way to be. Stop for a second. Perhaps we can test it in a safer way, but not right now. For now, find blood. And not knowing who it's tied to is probably for the best.
Yes, my prince. And do let me know if you have any enemies. I like to work.
Do you now?
I feel like I said the wrong thing. Work at a moderate amount, yes. I know what I'm good at.
Deal in violence, which is noble in itself for certain reasons. And we may have to put your violence to noble causes. So be it. Anything else you all wish to confess to me before we head out of the confessional? Any Hail Marys you want to throw out into the skies?
No, my prince, I've never been very religious.
I was for a while.
Another puzzle piece locked into place for Grux without Prince to row.
My lack of religion was not for nobody trying. I'll say that.
That makes sense. Well, all right then. Now we have to put on a show, follow the decorum of what have you. I thank you all for your time. And I will hopefully have the opportunity to put your talents to work in the near future. But for now, I will give you the opportunity to recover and take a little downtime, hopefully without any trauma from hunters. But I will put some of my people on that and see if there's any thing that we can sniff out.
Yes, my
Thank
prince.
you, my prince, for your time and consideration.
Crux puts the kicked puppy look back on. It got lost a little bit in the middle of the conversation. But as we're leaving, Crux stops before we get out of the door, but looks at the coterie mates and is like, hey, by the way, quick question. What's a thin blood?
Oh boy. We have to discuss this when we're home.
Okay.
So, as you go out, there's actually nobody at this door, like opening or waiting at all.